You know that frustration of watching a crucial live stream or, worse, actually operating the camera when the feed just suddenly stutters and drops
Oh,
frames?
yeah, it is a massive headache for anyone in live production.
Exactly. So today, welcome to the deep dive. We are pulling from manufacturer spec sheets, independent field tests, and user manuals to decode a piece of gear designed to solve that exact problem.
Right, the Kiloview P3 Mini 4G wireless bonding encoder.
Okay, let's unpack this because for $1,199, this device basically claims to condense an entire outdoor live streaming powerhouse into a tiny footprint.
It is a really ambitious claim. I mean, most of you listening are probably already familiar with the headache of lugging around those heavy bonded cellular backpacks for remote broadcasts.
Ugh, those things are brutal to carry around all day.
They really are. So to understand if the P3 Mini actually delivers on its promises, we have to look past the marketing. We need to examine how it physically manages its network pathways out in the field.
Right. Let's talk about that bonding transmission because that is the real magic here. To visualize how this device achieves this outdoor streaming, is bonding kind of like drinking from 5 different straws at once so you never run out of liquid?
What's fascinating here is that your analogy is basically spot on. It really is like having multiple straws.
Oh, wow. So it literally pulls from all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Their patented Kilolink technology literally bonds multiple channels together. It is actively combining 3 4G cellular networks, 1 Wi-Fi connection, and an RJ45 Ethernet port.
That is a lot of different connections running at the same time.
It is, and the algorithm constantly monitors the signal-to-noise ratio of each path.
Yeah.
So if one 4G network drops because you, I don't know, walk behind a thick concrete structure,
Yeah.
the system dynamically reroutes the data.
So it just pushes it to the other active straws without dropping a single video frame?
Exactly. It guarantees stable anti-interference transmission.
But a strong connection doesn't mean anything if the physical hardware fails in the field. And here's what I don't get. It is surprisingly compact.
Yeah, it really is tiny.
I mean, it weighs just 1.3 pounds. It has a 3-inch LCD screen, and it handles high-quality 1080p 60 frames per second video via dual 3G SDI and HDMI inputs.
Right.
If you are cramming all those cellular antennas, Wi-Fi, and high-def video inputs into something the size of a paperback book, wouldn't those competing frequencies just ruin the broadcast, like a massive traffic jam?
You would think so, yeah. That is usually the total downfall of compact encoders. The internal physics just get messy.
So how do they get around that?
Well, this is where the physical design steps in. They built in this professional-grade antenna isolation design.
Wait, meaning they physically block the signals from crossing wires inside the box?
Precisely. Without that physical isolation, the frequencies from the 4G modems would bleed into the Wi-Fi.
Oh, or disrupt the SDI video signal entirely.
Exactly. Keeping those lanes of traffic strictly separated is the only way a footprint this small actually works in a dense RF environment.
Okay, that makes the form factor make a lot more sense. But processing all those inputs and isolating the antennas requires serious power.
It definitely does.
So here's where it gets really interesting. The spec sheet highlights a built-in 5,000 milliamp hour battery. They claim that gives you up to 4 hours of continuous use.
Yeah, but keep in mind that is a best-case scenario. When those modems are hunting for cell towers, your battery drain is going to spike.
Right, of course.
But the real saving grace isn't just the battery capacity itself, it is the support for PD fast charging.
Ah, so you can just hook up a high-output power bank while you are moving?
Exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it is about true mobility. You aren't tethered to a wall or dragging a heavy battery setup around. And a quick note for you guys looking to integrate this, you can use the code 10% off to save on the MSRP.
We always appreciate a way to save on gear. So what does this all mean for the user?
Basically, it means we are looking at a complete, redundant, high-definition broadcast studio that is shrunk down to the size of a paperback book.
Which is just incredible for solo operators out in the field.
It really is, and I think it leaves us with an interesting question to ponder.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, if a 1.3-pound device can replace the connectivity of a massive traditional broadcast truck by simply bonding everyday cellular networks, what does this mean for the future democratization of live news and media?